wait is over and I finally got around to it. In this video, I'll be diving into mine placements and patterns. For this one, I'll be using both the M15 anti-tank mines and M2 slam mines. The patterns I'll go over can be used with either or even together, so feel free to mix things up and experiment with what you have. Also, I'm going to assume you already have the anti-tank field upgrade maxed out. Let's get started! Honestly, I'm super excited about this. When it comes to planting anti-tank mines, there are actual patterns you can use to shape the battlefield to your advantage. Quick disclaimer, these patterns are inspired by real-world tactics, but adjusted to fit Battlefield 4's game mechanics. These mine patterns help with things like bunching up enemies, steering them, disrupting their rhythm, and denying crossing points. Each of these has its own layout. Let's start with the first, bunching up enemies, called the disrupt pattern. Disrupt is a traditional mine spread laid out in rows of 2. They're spaced out wide enough to cover a good chunk of terrain. This pattern's designed to interfere with enemy armor flow. Vehicles like LAVs and MAAs rely on their speed to stay hard to hit. The disrupt pattern forces them to slow down, change course, or waste ammo blowing up mines. Even if they've got thermals, they still have to pause and deal with them. And that pause? That's when friendly forces can lock on and hit them hard. These mines aren't just there to score kills, they're there to make enemy vehicles suffer. Next up is fixed. Fixed is best used alongside other mines to create a solid row of 3 or more, with enough spacing so one explosion doesn't set them all off in a chain reaction. These are meant to block off narrow paths, especially good when paired with incoming fire support like mortars, tanks, or bombers. You're creating a deadly choice. Either push back into your team's fire or push through a minefield. Sure, they could chip away at the mines from a distance, but that burns up ammo, which, yes, does slowly resupply, but the key word there is slowly. Time, ammo, and pressure, all working in your favor.
Then we have turn field.
These are usually rows of 4 mines, laid out to guide enemy vehicles into a direction you want them to go. You create a scenario where the path without mines is just more tempting. Enemy players could shoot their way through the mines, sure, but again, that takes ammo, time, and it makes noise. It also risks giving away their position. Remember, when mines go off, it causes hit markers, so you might just catch them slipping. Most players in a hurry will take the clean path instead of playing with fire. And finally, denial. This is the classic minefield tactic people usually think of. And honestly, they're not wrong. Denial fields work best in rows of 4 to 6. If you can manage it, try to overlap them without risking a daisy chain. That means you'll need help from another engineer, but the payoff is huge. Denial zones are overwhelming. It's just too much for the enemy to bother dealing with. They'll usually avoid the area completely. Sure, they might chip away at it over time, but denial holds longer than the others simply because of how many mines are laid out. Even veteran tank commanders will hesitate when their thermals light up white with mines. No vehicle, none, wants to roll through that mess. As a bonus, I've got one more pattern for you. Honestly, it's probably the most successful one I use, and chances are you've already done it without realizing. I call it the fuck it, just put it anywhere pattern. There's no rhythm, no logic, no spacing rules. Just drop a mine wherever you go. Picture it. You're running across a road, drop a mine. Climbing over rubble, drop a mine. Watching a choke point for just a second, drop a mine. You're not making a minefield, you're turning the entire area into a hazard. This works especially well with M2 slams, but regular AT mines work fine too. It's not about trapping vehicles directly, it's about spreading chaos. Random mines in odd spots force enemies to second-guess every path they take, slow down their push, and sometimes, yeah, they get caught off guard and blow up. It's messy, it's simple, and it works. Imagine this. You are an engineer in Zavod 311. You've pushed past the tank factory and are trying to get to the train stop, but you're stuck right in the middle of the tank parking lot. BTRs drive around, and you barely have time to catch your breath. You finish reloading your MBT law and take a peek out from the side of a tank. You see the enemy BTR get hit and reverse behind a garage for cover. This is it. This is the moment. You pull out your M2 slams and start throwing them around. You toss down a flare grenade right in their thermal path, just to ruin their day. You plant all your slams as best you can and head back into cover. You take a shot with your law at the BTR. You've visibly pissed it off, and now it wants blood. Your blood. It fires at you, but you dive deeper behind the parked Soviet tank. The BTR grows impatient. It roars its engine. Pedal to the floor. It comes charging at your hiding spot. Then, you hear it. Three slams go off in perfect sequence. The BTR is caught completely by surprise. The thermals failed the commander, thanks to your flare, which masked the heat signature from the slams. You tricked them. Road looked hot, but clear. You hear the BTR buzzing from the inside, its commander frantically scanning for rocket launchers that don't exist. You pop out from cover, sights dialed in, and you bring down the law to the BTR. The key is to prevent enemy armor from pushing you back. Random clusters of mines scattered around wherever you are can be incredibly hazardous. Armor tends to avoid areas where enemy infantry is present, and that's exactly where you'll find cover and take your shots at those trying to deny you victory. To close out this video, the most powerful thing a landmine has going for it is your creativity. Use your head. Place your patterns where they'll do the most damage, where they're strategic and effective. And sometimes, it's totally okay to throw out the rulebook, but not before you've mastered the rules. Take this knowledge and use it to its fullest extent. Deny your enemies the win. Seize the ground. Conquer the battlefield. That's all I've got for now. Good luck, lock in, and always remember, if they don't have it, you own it.